Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to hop on and give you guys a little bit of a health update. For anybody that is new, I will link a video that I did a couple weeks ago talking more in depth about what's been going on with me health-wise. So you can check that one out if you're not sure what I'm talking about. But for those of you that have been following me for the last couple months, you know what's going on, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit, and it's gonna start raining. I'm filming in my car because I have a little bit of time before I have an appointment to go in for, and it's gonna start raining. It's been raining the whole way to here, and you probably can hear it. So if you can, I'm sorry, but I wanted to just update you guys a little bit as to what's going on. I saw the rheumatologist that I'm working with. I saw them a week ago, Tuesday, so last Tuesday, to try to figure out if they had any ideas what was going on as far as the symptoms I was experiencing, things that have been going on, all that stuff. They have an idea what could possibly be the cause of my bothersome symptoms that have, for you, most of you guys, you know that I've been battling really debilitating symptoms depending on the day, depending on what my body wants to do. I've been having this for quite a while. Anyway, I'm hoping you guys can still hear me, but yeah, it didn't hardly rain the whole way here. It was a light rain, and now it is wanting to let loose, and I'm like, I'm in flip-flops, and now I'm gonna have to run to get inside. So anyway, they have an idea what's going on. They know to an extent what it could be. They are leaning towards something called Sjogren's syndrome. I will try to list info down below. It is a autoimmune disease that basically affects your glands, like the tear ducts in your eyes. It can affect your throat to where you have a dry, scratchy throat. It can affect so many different things. And I also have other symptoms, or other diagnosis, I should say, with circulation issues, which is called Raynaud's. That can go hand in hand with Sjogren's. I have esophagus issues that can go hand in hand with it. Chronic sinus infections, which I am prone to, that can go hand in hand as well. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you guys are onto something then. But we have to do more testing yet. I have to have a little procedure done here in a couple weeks at a ear, nose, and throat specialist. What they do is they biopsy a gland on the inside of my lip. So they check that to see if it's a diagnosis for Sjogren's. Now, they did tell me if it comes back negative or inconclusive, that does not rule out Sjogren's syndrome. That just lets them know they didn't pick it up, but there's so many different glands that they can test. They may not test the right one. It affects different glands, so it all depends on if it's done correctly. I shouldn't say correctly, but anyway, you kind of get what I mean. So with that said, between it and waiting on some additional blood work, I don't have a diagnosis at this point, but I do have a good idea of what is most likely going on with me. I knew going into this that it was concerned that they thought I had scleroderma. That was something they ruled out last week. They immediately told me that, and they're like, it is not scleroderma. That is another autoimmune condition that, honestly, in my opinion, seems much worse than Sjogren's. Neither one of these are going to be, something that is going to be fun to have, but this, I think, is a little less severe, so to speak, if that makes sense, because it affects different parts. Now, it all just depends on how it progresses. That's, I don't know that much about it. I do research on the Sjogren's Foundation website, which has been very helpful to give me insight as to what to possibly expect, or, a whole list of symptoms. I had no clue that this possible autoimmune condition can cause the issues that I'm having. And I'm like, this is interesting. I did not know that. I've researched it, but I immediately thought, no, I don't have that because I don't have the symptoms. And every time I see my rheumatologist, she's like, are your eyes always red? And I'm like, yeah, usually. You know, it all depends on the day, honestly, but makeup, no makeup, that kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, your eyes are red and they look irritated. And I'm like, they usually are. I have eye drops I use if I need them, that kind of thing. And she's like, well, that's a symptom right there. And I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense. So I think we're onto something, honestly. I'm glad that there's a diagnosis on the horizon. I am a little terrified because I don't know what this entails. I will say I am on a high dose steroid at this point. They tried that to see if the esophagus motility problem would be benefited. And I taper it down. I was on a really strong dose all last week. Then this week I tapered down by 1 pill. And then next week I'll taper down by 2 pills and finish it off. And then I will follow up with them the end of October and go from there. So I don't know if I'll have to stay on a steroid. Don't like the side effects of it, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. I haven't noticed an increase in hunger or weight gain or anything like that. I, don't have a huge appetite, but I eat when I really shouldn't. Just probably bored. But anyway, I haven't gained weight on it, I don't think, yet. So thankfully, that's one thing they warned me about is don't gain weight while you're on this. And I'm like, I don't feel overly hungry. So I try to wait to eat till I'm hungry, but I don't always do that. And that's, it is what it is. But anyway, that is it for now. There's not much else to update on. This is what I know for now. They did run additional blood tests last week that right now I think are okay via the portal. Some of them are a little questionable or they were flagged as being elevated, but that has to be due to inflammation. And I have inflammation. That's kind of why things are doing what they're doing. So that's kind of why we're on the steroid too. So I think that's it. If you guys have questions or anything or any input, let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you in my next video.